The Gospel of Mark. The healing of blind Bartimaeus. Mark 10:46-52. Introduction. 1. As we continue our studies in the Gospel of Mark. A. Jesus and his disciples are making their way toward Jerusalem. Mark 10:32. B. We now come to the last healing miracle described in the Gospel of Mark. Mark 10:46-52. 2. It involves the healing of a blind man near the city of Jericho, identified by name as Bartimaeus. B. Whose persistence, faith, and gratitude can serve as an example for us today. 1. The narrative. A. The setting. 1. The city. A. Mark reports that the miracle occurred on the way out of Jericho. Mark 10:46. B. Luke says it occurred on the way to Jericho. Luke 18:35. C. There were two Jerichos at the time of Jesus, about 15 miles northeast of Jerusalem. D. The old Jericho from the days of Joshua was mostly abandoned. E. The new Jericho built by Herod the Great was an attractive city. F. It may be the miracle occurred as Jesus was leaving one and heading to another. Expositor's Bible Commentary. 2. The crowd. A. Included Jesus' disciples and a great multitude. Mark 10:46. B. The multitude was likely even greater because it was the time many Jews were on their way to Jerusalem to observe the Passover. 3. The blind man. A. Matthew reveals that there were actually two blind men. Matthew 20:29-32. B. Luke focuses his account on a certain blind man. Luke 18:35-43. C. Mark does also, identifying him by name, Bartimaeus. Mark 10:46. D. Bartimaeus sat by the road, begging. Mark 10:46. They came to Jericho. As he went out from Jericho, with his disciples and a great multitude, the son of Timaeus, Bartimaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting by the road. Mark 10:46. B. The miracle. 1. The desperate plea. A. Learning that Jesus of Nazareth was walking by, Bartimaeus began to cry out. B. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Mark 10:47. C. Many sought to silence him, but he cried out all the more. D. Son of David, have mercy on me. Mark 10:48. When he heard that it was Jesus the Nazarene, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, you Son of David, have mercy on me. Many rebuked him that he should be quiet, but he cried out much more, you Son of David, have mercy on me. 2. The gracious healing. A. Jesus commanded for Bartimaeus to be called. B. Some encourage him. Be of good cheer. Rise, he is calling you. MK 10:49. Jesus stood still and said, call him. They called the blind man, saying to him, cheer up, get up, he is calling you. C. He throws aside his outer garment which might hinder his steps and comes to Jesus. Mark 10:50. He, casting away his cloak, sprang up and came to Jesus. D. Jesus asks Bartimaeus what he wants him to do. Mark 10:51. E. Rabboni, Master, Teacher. John 20:16. That I may receive my sight. Jesus asked him, what do you want me to do for you? The blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may see again. Mark 10:51. F. Jesus' response Go your way. Your faith has made you well. Mark 10:52. 3. The new disciple. A. Immediately Bartimaeus receives his sight. Mark 10:52. B. He follows Jesus on the road, glorifying God. Luke 18:43. Jesus said to him, Go your way. Your faith has made you well. Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus in the way. Mark 10:52. 2. Some observations. A. Persistence. 1. Bartimaeus displayed persistence despite the efforts of others to silence him. 2. He exemplifies the truth of what Jesus taught about persistence. Matthew 7:7-8. 3. Are we willing to be persistent in our prayers? Luke 18:1-8. B. Faith. 1. Bartimaeus was healed because of his faith. 2. Similar to the woman healed of a flow of blood. Mark 5:34. 3. Do we have the faith to receive what is God's will for us? 1 John 5:14. C. Gratitude. 1. Bartimaeus followed Jesus and glorified God. 2. Like the Samaritan leper, he expressed gratitude. Luke 17:12-19. 3. Do we express gratitude for the many blessings God gives us? 1 Thessalonians 5:14. Conclusion. 1. Bartimaeus, whom many sought to silence, has much to teach us about. A. Persistence. B. Faith. C. Gratitude. 2. May the healing of blind Bartimaeus serve to always remind us to A. Persist in our requests to God. B. Develop the faith necessary to receive such requests. C. Never fail to express gratitude when God answers our prayers. Finally, note that Bartimaeus followed Jesus. Are you willing to show your gratitude to Jesus by following him as his disciple, responding to the gospel of Christ? Matthew 28:18-20, Mark 16:15-16, the end. The Gospel of Mark. The healing of blind Bartimaeus. Mark 10:46-52,